All right, welcome everyone. We are excited that you're joining us for our virtual KISI open house. This is a little bit differently than we usually do it, but we're still excited to meet you. We'll be meeting you a bit more in Zoom rooms later, but thank you. We're going to start with an overview. So this will be kind of KISI very broadly. And then after this, you'll have the opportunity to chat with all of our student orgs, and we'll have a Zoom room for KISI staff. So if you came here and you already know, I want to talk to this specific organization, hang on, they're coming. And if you came and you're just interested in learning more, you came to the right place. This is where you get that information. So Sean and I will kick things off. You'll hear from some student presenters later, and then we'll have a chance for you to chat. If you have questions, you can go ahead and throw them in the chat or the Q&A, and we will do our best to monitor those and answer those as they come in. If you have a question that doesn't get answered, you can always ask it in a Zoom room, or you can email kisi@indiana.edu, and we will definitely get back to you there. So we're going to jump right in. What is KISI, you might be asking yourself? That's a valid question. We're an office in the undergraduate program, similar to the honors office or the student life office or the JLLC, if you've heard of any of those things. There are a few of us on staff, and our sole job is to work with students who are interested in these connections between business and social impact. There are a ton of overlaps there, and some really exciting new ones are always coming up. So what Sean and I get the pleasure of doing is working with students that are interested in those things, that want to find out what's important to them, that want to learn more about the world and about different social issues, and then also learn how business can contribute to those in positive ways and how business shouldn't contribute to those in negative ways. So this is a gathering place for all of those students who are share those interests. It's a community, it's an office, it's student organizations, it's a lot of things. And hopefully by the end of tonight, that will be a little bit more clear than how I just explained it for you. We're going to jump into a few questions that we often get asked about KISI. The first one being, who can join KISI? And the easy answer to that is absolutely anyone who is an undergraduate student at IU Bloomington. So it doesn't matter if you're a Kelley major, Kelley minor, you are welcome to join KISI's programs. Everything that we do is open to any undergraduate students. So if you have friends in other schools or you are in another school, we still want you. We love the interdisciplinary aspect that goes into so many of these projects and research. So KISI is, as an office, open to all students. There are just a couple of things that we do that have some restrictions on them. And when we get to those, we'll make sure to mention them. But generally, anyone can join KISI.
Hi everyone, I'm Shauna. I'm the other half of the KISI staff. It's really nice to meet everyone and really excited to have you here. One of the other questions we get a lot is, what's the time commitment? And the best way to answer that is that it really varies. You can participate as much or as little as you want. All of our student orgs have different time commitments that will vary, and they'll talk about those later and what's really important to them and how that time commitment works. You can participate in multiple student organizations. You can do student organizations and internships and special events. So you can do KISI every week if you want. You can also do KISI once a year by participating in a special service trip or doing a special event or coming to a workshop. So there's lots of different ways that you can KISI, and there's lots of different ways that you can commit your time to KISI. We have some students here that joined KISI their freshman year, and they are now presidents of their student organization. And we have other students that didn't find KISI until later on. So the commitment can really be up to you, where you find your passions and where you're excited about.
Shauna reminded me that I got so excited I skipped the introductions. So I'll get I'm Courtney. I work at KISI and have done that for about 5 years now, and I love it. So that's why I get really excited about these things. All right, how do I become a member of KISI? This is another question we get asked a lot. The short answer is you don't have to be. We'll get into how you can become a member of student orgs a little bit, but as far as KISI generally, our events are open to anyone. So if you see something that looks interesting, you are welcome to sign up and come. There's no membership requirements. There's no prerequisites you have to have. We are open to any student that is interested in social impact and making the world a better place.
And I'll take the next two. So how do I become a member of a KISI student org? And that's why you're here. So you can learn, our student org presidents and representatives here tonight are going to talk to you about how you can become a member of their student organization. So like Courtney said, our other activities, you really just join and you participate in KISI. And our student organizations, they'll tell you how you can become a member. And you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be your freshman year first semester. It might be something that you decide to join later on. Those are different and they vary by each organization, and they'll talk about that a little bit later. So the other part that we get is, can KISI help with my career goals or my career search? And the answer is yes, definitely. That's something, a lot of what we do at KISI is listen to what our students want, and what they're asking for lately is just, we want career advice. We want some path, some guidance in this area. And so we're working with the UCS. So if you haven't heard that term yet, they will be your best friends. So after KISI, that is. So, but anyway, so Kelley UCS, and they do all things career service related. And so we are working with them for a couple special events to really help provide some more guidance in this area. And if this is something that you're really interested in, want to learn more about, some student orgs have some work with that, but you can meet with Courtney or I, and we would be happy to kind of talk to you. But know that there's some really exciting collaborations with the UCS coming up. So you'll want to keep an eye out for that if that's something you're interested in learning more about.
All right, not last but not least, why should I join KISI? We are glad you asked. There are several reasons you should join KISI. The first one is to explore your values. So this is a really important time in your life. If you're a freshman, you're coming into this new experience. If you're a returning student, this is still a new experience in a lot of ways. But these 4 years are really informative and really helpful for figuring out what's important to you. You know, what do you value? Not just what you've grown up thinking is important or what someone else told you is important, but what's really important to you. KISI is a place that you can do a lot of that exploration, and that can look like a lot of different things, but ultimately we want to help you figure out what matters to you, what do you value, and then how do you live out those values in a way that's really meaningful to you? How do you find others that do that? How do you find companies that do that? So the first step in all of that process is figuring out what those values are. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do that in KISI.
One of the other things that we hear a lot about with KISI is that you get to find your community. A lot of the student orgs, they create some commonalities with people that are very different from you. And it's great to be able to meet people from different parts of the world, different parts of the country. They might even be from the same state as you, but they just have lived a totally different life. But you're bound together in these values and different issues that you feel strongly about or want to explore. This is a great way to find your people to travel the world with. You'll learn that there's a lot of international and there's travel opportunities. And so KISI aims to be a place, or hopes to be a place, where you feel like you can find your community.
And just in case you need even more reasons, another one is discovering your path. So Shauna mentioned that career search earlier. That's really what this is about. It's helping you figure out, what does this journey look like for you, not just for these 4 years, but after you graduate for the next 40 years. The goal is that this is a place that you can start to figure that out.
And one of the things that Kelley strives, and we hope to provide an opportunity as well, is for you to become a global citizen, and understanding how we all play a part together. And so one of the things with KISI, through education, through events, through travel, is not only seeing the world, but learning how to positively change it. And that's something that is woven in many aspects of the activities that we do. And that is a lot of the experiential learning in which we're trying to provide in our events and our student organizations, and for Courtney and I as support staff for you all as students.
And if you need yet another reason to join KISI, this is one of our main focuses, is having our impact be lasting, be sustainable, right? So our goal is not that the things that our students are doing or that we're doing are one-time things that don't have a long-term effect. Our goal is that they really make a difference in communities. And for that reason, we work really closely with communities to figure out what they need, what they're looking for, what they're asking for. Instead of assuming that we know best, it's a lot about learning. It's a lot about being humble and kind of approaching that with that mindset. We also hope that the impact that you make during your time here is lasting for yourself. Like we said, that it extends beyond your 4 years here. Both of those things are really important to KISI. All right, so how do we do all of those things? We're gonna go over just a few of the different programs and initiatives that we have, and then let our student orgs jump in, because they're a huge part of what our office does. So first, we're having conversations with KISI this year. So we resurrected this last year when we went virtual, and actually virtual is really helping us in this regard, getting some speakers that we may not have been able to do before. So we have some exciting people coming up. We've had alumni in the past. We've had speakers who work in corporate social responsibility. We're having someone from the Lilly Endowment come in later. Lots of chances to just hear different perspectives on what social impact looks like for different people.
And there's information on the site on how you can stay in touch to learn about when those will be. We'll advertise all of our events on our KISI newsletter, so you'll hear us say that a lot. So if you're ever in doubt, just sign up for the newsletter, and that will keep you informed on all the activities. We've also had some that have recently been done, and they're on our YouTube page. So if you want to see what they're like, you can go in there, and those will be a valuable resource to have as well. One of our special events that we have that's really exciting, we're going into our third year of it, is the Kelley Impact Competition. This was started by an alum who is in investment management and investment banking and wanted to give back and knew that Kelley had some of the best students in the country. And so has created what we call the Kelley Impact Competition. And it is working, we work with a local nonprofit and develop a case that is based off of a problem that they're having, real life, in a social issue that's local here within Bloomington. Present that case, and then the winning team gets $10,000 prize money, so that's great. But then they also get $10,000 to implement their proposal. And one of the things that's just amazing about this, that $10,000 really can make a huge impact for a local organization. The first year, the winning team was partnered with Habitat for Humanity here locally, and the winning idea was to convert a shipping container into a tiny home. And building started on April of this year, so it's really exciting. And then our most recent case competition that happened in April was with the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and the winning team proposed creating a new course, and we just found out about a week ago that that course got passed. So in spring 2021, there will be a NAMI-focused mental illness course that's happening with a Hunt Honors notation and service learning. So that's really exciting. And we're in the works right now to plan our spring event, and with a very relevant and local issue that's going on. And that's open to any student across the campus, and it will be available. We'll probably do some announcing here at the end of the semester, but teams of 4, and it'll be a competition over the course of about 2 months happening in the spring.
All right, we're gonna real briefly touch on internships, and if you have questions about this, Sean and I will be in our Zoom room and more than happy to answer those in more detail for you. But just real quick, we have a couple different internship programs. One is international. So over the summer for 8 to 10 weeks, we send students abroad, and they work with a nonprofit or social enterprise in a different country, get exposed to a new culture, lots of new experiences, still get a chance to practice those business skills. So even though you're working at a nonprofit or social enterprise, you're doing business related work. So it could be marketing, strategic, operational, any of those kinds of things, but getting a chance to see it from a different kind of perspective. And that's open to rising juniors and seniors in either Kelley or LAMP.
And then we also have local internships, really similar. They're all going to be focused on, just expanding what you're learning academically to practice some things here in a local nonprofit or social enterprise. And those are available to second semester freshmen through senior. They also happen in the summer as well. So it's a really great way to get experience working in the nonprofit where there's still lots of business needs. And so we have a lot of different and a variety of internships between, similar to our international ones that are marketing, as well as accounting and finance. So that's a really great way to get involved with a nonprofit or, like I said, a social enterprise, and just learn how business is really in lots of components there. And then our last event that we want to talk about, I mentioned it earlier, but so one thing that you'll see coming up, there's an event that we'll be doing in October called First Year Fast Track with UCS. And we're going to be focusing on talking about how to develop meaningful experiences. And that's something that you might hear from some of the student orgs, but one of the things that's really unique about KISI and the things that you can do is really help differentiate your resume and how to make yourself stand out based off of your values and the experiences that you have. And so that's one project that we're working on. And so you'll see the event here. We don't have a specific way to register yet, but once again, that newsletter is going to be a really great way to know that that's available. And that'll be a great way to not only hear about the project that we'll be presenting at that time, one of the resources that we're working on, but we'll have some students there as well, panelists, to be able to ask some questions too. with that, Courtney and I are more than excited to be able to pass on to let you hear from some of our student org representatives. Just to remind you, we've got this little QR code here, and that's how you'll register to get to the Zoom rooms after this. And then each of our orgs are going to present, and we'll still have just a little bit right after that. And then Courtney and I will be available for any questions. So our first student org that we'd like to present is ABP, and we have Mo. There we go.
Hi guys, I hope you all are doing well. My name is Morgan and I'm the Vice President of Outreach this year for the Alternative Break Program. So kind of as some background, in a typical year, the Alternative Break Program offers service learning trips over Thanksgiving, winter, and spring break. And each trip works with a specific nonprofit for a week. And all of our trips are led by students. So some examples of trips we've done in the past are focusing on fair trade in Ghana, microfinance in Detroit, and social entrepreneurship in Mexico. So, Alternative Break Program really strives to educate our members on how to make sustainable impact in communities, both here in Bloomington and anywhere around the world. So shifting into this year, we're going to be having virtual trips to ensure everyone's safety. So we will continue to work with our nonprofits that we have ongoing relationships with any unique issues that they're facing due to COVID, as well as working on the different social issues that they normally work on in their communities. We are also planning to continue our education event series where we talk about different social issues, some networking, and some smaller collaborations with Bloomington nonprofits as well. So our call out meeting is next Wednesday, September 2nd at 7 p.m. We'd love for you all to join. The QR code's there. And if you have any more questions, I'll be in the breakout Zoom room after this. So thank you.
All right, next up is CLD.
Hi guys, my name is Ria Talukder and I'm the president of CLD. So basically, Civic Leadership Development is a club that centers its mission around volunteering our time and effort to different businesses and organizations in the Bloomington area. So you have a lot of opportunities to gain leadership skills through hands-on volunteering in our community, and you also get some direct contact with leaders in the nonprofit sector. What's really great about CLD is that it's a club that you have a lot of control over. So you get out of it exactly what you put in. All of your involvement is really on your own terms. So while we do encourage you to stay active and be involved, the way that CLD is set up is that it allows you to contribute even if it's only a few hours each semester. So we have long-term and short-term events, and they provide flexibility to match with your personal goals and availability. So some examples are we have direct community service or fundraising. We've done stuff with thrift stores in Bloomington, but we also have leadership activities where we work with school children or provide tutoring services and things like that. You sign up for whatever events that you're available for / interested in, and your commitment is really on an individual basis. It's a really good way to impact the community, and you can also meet and bond with others while getting to know Bloomington better, especially if this is your first year on campus. So obviously things are going to be looking a little bit different, just because we want to be safe, and we will be social distancing, but we'll still have a lot of fun events that you guys can all contribute in. If you're interested, our call out meeting is September 4th. It's at 5 p.m. And if you have any more questions, I will also be in a Zoom room to answer after this.
Hello. So my name is Gracie Sorry, trying to get my screen working. So my name is Gracie Hatton, and I am one of the co-presidents of Net Impact this year. So Net Impact is a student-run organization, and we have over 430 chapters globally. And our mission is to inspire and equip emerging business leaders to build a more just and sustainable world, and really connecting how we can create our future careers to make a positive net impact for the world. So we do this through our weekly meetings, which are held on Monday nights at 7 p.m. And we have education events, and we also hold panels and invite in alumni or professionals who are working in fields related to sustainability or who have created career paths that they can connect their work with their passion for sustainability and the environment. We also have project teams, which we create and then partner with local businesses in and around Bloomington. And we help them with a variety of different issues that they have. And so we usually have 4 or 5 of those each semester. We also are launching a peer mentor group program this year. So we will have like teams, which will be set up in little families to partner undergraduates or underclassmen with upperclassmen in order to help build connections and network with like-minded individuals who are also passionate about sustainability and creating careers that can hopefully have a positive impact for the environment. So yeah, that's Net Impact, and we will be having our call-out meeting next Monday, August 31st at 7 p.m. And then you can go to the link in our Instagram bio to fill out the form for the information for the call-out meeting.
Hi everyone, my name is Ratula and I'm the president of SEEK. SEEK is like an events-based organization that focuses on bringing together social responsibility and business topics. We also work with nonprofits to explore how they use business and help them out with any business issues that they have. And we also work with socially responsible businesses to learn how they use corporate social responsibility in their daily business lives. We have 6 initiatives that you can get involved with in this semester. Most of our initiatives are focusing on promoting organizations and businesses that are diverse. So basically they would be owned by a minority. This is to further our goal of promoting equality and inclusion. And also, just as a side note, we have a lot of director positions open this semester. So if you want to apply and get a leadership position right off the bat, this is a great way to do so. Our call-up meeting is on August 31st, and there's an RSVP link for you guys to fill out. And if you have any other questions, feel free to visit our Zoom room after this, and hope to see you guys at the call-up meeting.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jackson. I'm the president for Trockman this year. I'm excited to kind of get to meet you all, get to know you a little bit more, and talk to you a little bit more about Trockman. So, you know, what do we do? What are we all about? So we really try to look at a specific business practice, namely microfinance, and look at how that can be used as a tool to, for one, alleviate poverty, and then for 2, kind of overcome a lot of social and economic injustices that exist in our communities. So it's really cool because it really allows you to pair, you know, some of your business, you know, educational interests, whether you're a finance major, you know, a marketing or an accounting major, really all across the board, and pair that with your interests, you know, for social impact and being a good citizen in your community and trying to give back and looking for ways to overcome a lot of the social injustices that we see out there. So whether you know a little bit about microfinance or nothing at all, we really are, you know, in the organization to be at for that. You know, just to kind of catch you up to speed real quick, really microfinance is all about trying to get access to capital and access to loans for individuals who really wouldn't otherwise be able to access like a traditional financial institution like a bank or something like that. And it really allows them to pursue their own entrepreneurial efforts and grow economic opportunity where it otherwise wouldn't exist. which is really exciting. It allows a lot of these opportunities in underserved communities to exist throughout, in a domestic scale as well as even in an international scale as well. So as an organization, we do a lot of that education work. We do a lot of exploring during our weekly education meetings, which are a ton of fun. We also engage in a lot of research, which is something that we're really excited to be introducing more broadly this coming semester. So we do a lot of research both in conjunction with professors, helping out with a lot of their projects and ongoing research, as well as with nonprofits, even on the kind of international scale, which is really exciting, and being able to connect with that. And that's really a great opportunity to grow some credible experience, working with, your kind of business interests and your business knowledge and expertise, and using that in a practical way. And that's a great resume building opportunity, which I know all is, with us all being business students, it's a great thing we're all looking for. So those are just a few things we do. We also obviously do some volunteer work. Some of the pictures that are on the screen show us in different locations around the world, which I kind of want to, put a disclaimer out there that usually we do a lot of travel both domestically and internationally. Unfortunately, that's not, something that's really realistic in the short term, but it is something that down the road, hopefully we can get back to doing more routinely. And that really is some of the most exciting things we do as a club. So I'm excited to kind of get to meet you all. Our call out is next week, next Tuesday night at 6:15. You can just scan that QR code or go to that link, go to our social media, or even go to our website. You can get access to the interest form. You can sign up. We'll send you a lot more information about the call out, or feel free to hang around. I'm happy to answer any of your questions or just get to meet you a little bit more in the Zoom room afterwards.
Hey guys, my name is Nisha and I'm the Director of Consulting for 180. So 180 is just a student-run consultancy working with nonprofits and social enterprises. So generally speaking, you're going to be working on semester-long teams of about 6 people to really help socially responsible organizations really solve their greatest hurdles, answer some of their big questions. So I think, from a professional perspective, 180 has definitely been one of my favorite organizations because it's a great way to kind of apply your classwork to a really real life situation and have a really kind of like tactical impact in making really large change. But, that being said, 180, from a personal aspect, I'm really close friends with a lot of people in 180 and sort of like where I've made some of my greatest friends. So, not only are 180 members really exciting about the nonprofits about that they're working with, but oftentimes our clients are really, really receptive to our kind of recommendations. And in the past, we've worked with both international and local clients, but this year, all of our projects are going to be kind of based in the US and all of our engagements are going to be virtual. So if any of that, even sounded remotely interesting, we'd really love to see your application. So application is actually already open and it closes on August 30th. And our call out is on August 27th. And you can find all the links that you would need on our Instagram, which is at 180degreesconsulting.iu. And that includes both the application link and then also the form, which you would need to fill out to receive our Zoom call out link. So if any of you have any more specific questions, would be happy to kind of answer those in our breakout room. But thanks, guys. Hope you guys have a good time with the event.
Nisha, we had a question. Can freshmen join 180 degrees?
Yeah, for sure. Our application is open to mainly freshmen and sophomores. So we'd love to see those applications.
All right, that was a lot of information in a very short period of time. So we wanted to throw up here a couple of ways that you can learn more. If you have time now and you haven't done it yet, please do use that QR code and go visit some of our student orgs. They're more than happy to chat with you and tell you everything that you could possibly want to know about their organization, or even any other questions that you have about Kelley. And then if you want to know more about KISI, but you don't have time at this moment, like Shauna mentioned earlier, the KISI newsletter is a phenomenal resource. So that goes out once a week. We will not fill your inboxes, but we'll just list all the upcoming events, all the ways you can get involved, any upcoming deadlines that are happening, and also include some events that are happening around IU that aren't necessarily KISI organized, but are in the very much the spirit of KISI. So that's a great resource. Our website, another great place to check out. All the student orgs have websites that are linked there. you're welcome to email us. Sean and I are both happy to talk to you. So please do, if you know that you're interested, but you aren't quite sure where or how, or you have a specific question that we can't get to tonight, please email us. We would love to chat with you. And now we're gonna close this session down and send you all into those Zoom rooms. So go ahead and fill out that QR code and we will see you later.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining.